Guys, no gym needed here. Doing a review for Solo Leveling, chapters 139 to 164. I might look a little disturbed right now, and I am. It's because I am. I'm extremely disturbed for two reasons. One, I made a final boss level drink. Not alcoholic, but it was a great, awesome drink. And it spilt all over my computer desk. Right before I clicked play on my on my camera. It blew my mind. I was just like, how could this happen? Not only was it an awesome drink, it just opened the floodgates all over. Alright, so that blew my mind. And then, right before that, all I saw was Chahain. Japan is destroyed. So, we got some stuff to talk about here. Take a sip on my drink number 2. Niban me. Dos. Horchata. No, I don't know how to say drink in Spanish, but I know how to say horchata. Yeah, okay. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. So, when the S gate in Japan first opened, you had that Yuri Orlov guy, the S rank hunter from Russia who does the special shields and stuff. He closed it up. It worked on like 3 of those giants, and then they had the boss come out of the dungeon and just totally smash that thing apart. So what about Song Jing-woo's dead? That dude is like sovereign level, I feel. I don't know what that guy's hack is, but he seems pretty broken. And he was just sitting there watching it, so, you know, from that point onward, massive time skip, and then at the end of these chapters, I just hear Japan is destroyed. I don't know what the heck Song Jing-woo's dad was doing. I don't even know how he got to Japan. Did he take a plane there? Can he fly on something like Kaisel? Like Song Jing-woo? I don't know. And why the heck was he there if he was just gonna let the whole country get destroyed? I don't know, man. Maybe he can talk to monsters, or he's part of the monster army, or I don't know. But whatever's going on is deeper than we can tell right now. So, Song Jin-woo does a couple A gates. No, actually he blitzes like a ton of A gates. And then he talks to Cha Ha-in, and she tells him the message from Ming Bio, like that one hunter who was the S-class healer who retired early, who got killed on Jeju Island. He said that he needs to be aware of his powers. He's got a straight up massive shadow army. He talked about what it feels like to become a shadow soldier and stuff. That was pretty epic. And then did other stuff happen in between there? Oh yeah, the school too. So yeah, that's where we left off. He was in that massive 10-story gate, and he just sensed those orcs coming out in the school, and he's just like, oh no. And then his high orc shadow warriors were getting killed constantly, and he's like, oh, this is no good. And he couldn't use his shadow exchange. Before that, when he used his shadow exchange to go to that place, to that gate in the first place, I knew that was stupid. I was saying, like, what was I saying about that in my head? I was thinking, alright, yeah, Matt, the guy he put the shadow in was just a regular hunter. Like, yeah, he was like A rank, but yeah, he was an A rank hunter. But think about it, that guy could still get sick. He could get in a car crash, and then he could be late, you know? So what if that happens, and then Song Jing-woo goes to him? He only left 1 minute before he was supposed to be there. So imagine if he ends up there, or whatever. Or what happens if the guy somehow got killed or something? Then his shadow would just go back to him. Or although I suppose the shadow would protect the guy. Well, anyways, it was stupid no matter what. And then he couldn't get back there very quickly. But he got back just in time to save 17 people. Yeah, I think there was only 17 survivors in that entire school incident. And then when he went back into the dual dungeon, there was only 17 survivors. I don't know if there's a correlation there or not, but... So anyways, he saves his sister, and he puts Beru, his most powerful shadow, in his sister's shadow to protect her. There's a little side story there where some guy's trying to blow up a part of the hospital because he's just suicidal. He had one of the doctors look down on him or something, so he wanted to blow up the hospital. So, anyways, then it's time for him to go into the dungeon. So, when he got access to this dungeon, they had actually already seen it, where they were predicting where different gates would come up. So it was just a random C rank gate. And last time it was like an E rank gate or something, or a D rank gate. I think it was either a D or E rank gate where the dual dungeon showed up for the first time. So this is a weird dual dungeon, and that thing, it was actively looking to try to pick, I'm talking about the angel statue, it was actively looking to try to pick someone out for a certain role. And it picked Song Jing-woo, mainly because he was the last person there, and also because he was able to see the rules and then kind of see through them and then see past them in the very beginning. So it picked him because it saw some qualities in him, but those qualities unfortunately backfired on that thing. So he goes into this dual dungeon. He like goes through and gets permission from that same lady who was trying to keep him out of the Red Gate one. And basically he goes and to the other Bravery Guild hunters, and he's like, you guys gotta get out of here. This is way too dangerous for you. And they, of course, they want tons of money and stuff and fame, so they're thinking about going in it. A couple of them follow him in after he uses the key and unlocks it. And then they're quickly about to get killed, so he throws them out, and then they all run away. Well, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's like a top A rank hunter working with the division, the monitoring division of the hunters, what do you call it, association or something like that. And then he calls for like immediate reinforcements from 2 different guilds, and at least one of the guilds come, the hunters guilds, which is Cha Ha-in and that Choi Join guy or whatever his name is, Choi Joy Joy Boy comes in there, the ultimate weapon, the S-class mage. And yeah, they get their crud handed to them. They get wrecked so hard. And the whole time, from the time that they get in there to the time of them getting wrecked, Song Jin-woo is just having that vision, this crazy vision, where he's seeing the Shadow Monarch having this insane war. And it seems like the same war that Isol was telling him about, the female demon aristocrat. They were getting ready for a war before they came into the instant dungeon. And so, man, it's weird. So they're having wars in these different worlds against these full-blown like archetypes. So you had the Shadow Lord guy there, the Shadow Monarch. You had the Demon King. He's already killed the Demon King in the instant dungeon. So, and then Isol said they were getting ready for a war. They were gathering all their forces. And then he kept asking, like, who's the enemy? Who's the enemy? And then the system wouldn't let him hear that. It blocked off her speech, and he couldn't hear. It said, like, you've exceeded the amount of information you're allowed to have. But it's weird. I wonder if there's, like, archetypes playing out. When he cleared the instant dungeon and killed the Demon King, was that significant of an archetype playing out in that other world? That war we were seeing against... Well, the Demon King was only one of them. There was also all those winged creatures. The winged creatures, the flying winged creatures with the silver armor and stuff, seemed like the main force there. The Demon King and the aristocrat demons and stuff were just reinforcements to that. And then he was talking with the Demon King, the archetypal Shadow Monarch, and he was like, why'd you betray me? We could have, prevented this and that and whatever. And then so anyways, after he witnessed that vision, he had a second heart in him, and he also kind of got sucked into the archetypal Shadow Monarch for a little while. But then that's when he got woken up by the fighting, and then Yeah, dude, he was so angry at that angel statue. He's like, "Oh no, you don't." And then angel statue, the whole time he was convinced that this Song Jin-woo was gonna wake up and be like the monarch himself. He was gonna combine with the archetype and have a whole different personality. His ego was supposed to be totally wiped out, and he was supposed to be playing the role of the Shadow Monarch. So let's just say that Song Jin-woo woke up as the Shadow Monarch. What would that change? We know for a fact it would change his personality, and then the guy was like getting sacrifices ready for the king to wake up, so he would have probably raised up their shadows from all the dead hunters. And then, luckily, Cha Ha-in had a shadow, one of Song Jin-woo's shadow warriors in her shadow, and that made the angel rethink what he was doing. He was about to pierce her heart. So if he woke up as the Shadow Monarch, what would he do? Just go out there and kill all the humans and raise them up as Shadow Warriors or something? Like Goku coming to Earth without hitting his head would have just destroyed everyone. Got the planet ready for Frieza. Yeah, so I don't know, man. But he retained his personality and he wrecked the angel statue. He wrecked it, and he's like, "How dare you?" He tried to get some answers out of it, but it wasn't really giving any answers. It tried to pull a bluff. Tried to bluff him, but the angel statue couldn't even use the system anymore. So when they were having that crazy archetypal war, some of the silver winged creatures actually, they had like a couple generals or something, and they had 6 wings. They were like 6 winged angels, just like this statue. So it mentioned that if this statue was only a, so the angel statue was like puppeteering all the other statues, including the god statue. And then he was asking himself when he first went in there, like, maybe this puppeteer statue is actually being puppeted. But if he is, that's such a high level technique that he can't even get close to comprehending it right now. And Song Jin-woo's like S S S S S S S O P S S O P O P O P S S broken right now. Straight up. He's broken. And if he can't even get close to comprehending that, and that whole Demon King versus Shadow thing, Shadow Monarch archetype vision he saw was just blowing his mind. He did not know why he was seeing that. He didn't know what was up. And then he got the second heart, and his MP just blew up to over 100,000. He's like, what? He was just mind blown. So it's like he got the powers that he was supposed to get from that, from combining with the archetype Shadow Monarch, but he retained his personality. It's like he hacked it somehow. And so the angel was really, really confounded about that. And he's like, dude, what are you? And he's like, you stupid shadow, shadow thingamajigs. Like, you think the other monarchs are gonna listen to this and take this hands down? So maybe those other 2 guys we saw on Jeju Island were both monarchs in their own right. Or maybe they were something else, I'm not sure. But probably they went through something similar. If they were also players, or if they became monarchs, and they didn't get to retain their personality. They took on the personality of, like, because they always kept saying that blonde guy would always smile, always smile, always smile. Almost like it was unnatural. So maybe whatever archetype he took on, like the jester or something, you know, maybe it's always smiling. That's why he's always smiling and stuff. And that's why they're so OP and they can open gates like it's no problem and all that. So I don't know. And what's going on with Japan? And what's going on with Song Jin-woo's dad? Oh, I gotta see this. So yeah, that's it. We got a lot of answers to our questions, but it just left us with so many more questions. So I can't wait to see what happens next. If I had to review this, I would give it a straight up highest ranking. This is very good. I love this. I love the story. This is great reading. And yeah, we're at 14 minutes, so I don't want to go past 15 minutes. This is a good story. I recommend it once again to you. Solo leveling, if my mind is once again blown, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So, Maybe I'll do some predictions. Hang on a sec. Alright guys, predictions. Alright, I gotta do shirtless predictions. Alright. How's my hair? My hair's not fire today. Alright, what's gonna happen here? Is Song Jin-woo ever going to fully take on the role of this anti-typical Shadow Monarch? I don't know. That Shadow Monarch exists like in the monsters world, wherever that is. It's gotta be some other dimension. But even in the monsters world, they're using gates. We saw the big old gates coming out of the sky where these angel things were coming through. And then the Shadow Monarch didn't have a gate. He was just on the ground smashing stuff out, or maybe he came through Shadow Exchange or something. So I don't know. Is there gonna be a time skip in here? Like they're gonna do some crazy stuff, and then Jin-woo's gonna get stuck in a gate, and it's only gonna feel like a little bit of time, but 10 years goes by outside or something, and he comes out and like, I have no idea. It's gonna be crazy, and then what? He has to go back in time. No, I don't want any time travel in this. No time travel, please. Oh, I have no idea. Honestly, I can't even make a prediction right now. He powered up significantly from this temple run, from this dual dungeon. What that tells me is something's about to happen on a whole nother level, and he's gonna get more Shadow Warriors. So whatever's about to happen, he definitely got stronger physically too. I'm not sure how. That's the other thing I was gonna mention. When he was fighting that angel, his stats were maxed, but he was pushing past that. Like, they were insinuating that a maxed stat means that like in the heat of battle you can just keep going. It's not like a limit. When it says max, it's like you can keep going further and further. It's weird. So I'm not sure how that works. And yeah, so with all this increased mana, he is gonna get more Shadow Warriors, of course. He has more to fill up, and he's gonna be able to use them for something. It's gonna be something crazy. I'm guessing he's gonna go to Japan and just see if there's any survivors and wipe out all those giants, because in the archetypical war that we saw, there was a bunch of giants in the Shadow Army as well, and they made sure to mention that too. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to see and wait, but let's see how it works out, guys. I can't wait. Oh, and I think he busted out the Toriko arm a few times in there too. He's loving that. So anyways, Jin-woo is an awesome main character. I love it, and I'm glad he didn't become Shadow Monarch. I'm glad he was able to protect Cha-Hain. Is he gonna get a love interest here eventually? That I don't know either. Alright guys, no gym needed. Peacing out. Feel free to leave me some messages in the comment section below. I'd love to discuss solo leveling with you guys. If you're up to where I am, or if you're further, you can drop some hints, but not spoilers. Yeah, and if you drop a hint, like, let it be something that I missed, you know, that ties back into the rest of the story, not something that I didn't miss. Not a spoiler, okay? I just don't want spoilers. But I don't mind hints like, oh, remember in the first episode this happened? Well, that plays a bigger role in the future. I'd be happy to hear that. And if you're exactly where I am, then I'd love to discuss and speculate stuff with you. Alright guys, talk to you later. Peace. Hey guys, this is No Gym Needed. I'll have some DBZ What Ifs out soon. I'm getting motivated for my story writing here, so please enjoy this with me as well.